At a very low-energy campaign event this week where an exhausted Donald Trump couldn't even be bothered to stand up to talk to people, he decided to go on a very weird rant, we will call it, about how Christians across the United States, particularly Catholics, are being persecuted by what he calls dumb people here in the United States. So here is Donald Trump explaining that persecution is taking place by dumb people, but of course, as usual, never giving us an actual example of what persecution looks like. Here he is.
We're praying that the Lord will deliver you back in the White House very soon. Amen.
Thank you.
Just recently, a study came out from Arizona Christian University showing that 32 million Christian Americans will not be going to the polls to vote this year. If you could share a final message to those Christians to encourage them to go to the polls, what would your message be?
Well, you know, it's interesting, Matthew, that if you look over the last 30 years or so, for whatever reason, Christians are not tremendous voters in terms of percentage. If they were, we'd never lose an election. We wouldn't have had these people in office, and we would never lose an election. And I think they are. I think we've really energized a lot of people this time because they've seen how bad it is. This last 4 years it's been a horror show, an absolute horror show. And I think we're going to see those numbers go way up. I'm almost sure of it, and I'm even hearing that from statistically, because you see what's coming in. And by the way, record numbers of votes are coming in, so that's supposed to be a good thing for us, and we have to make sure. Too big to rig. We want to make it too big to rig, right? But if they did, we would literally never lose an election. And you know, there's persecution going on, and especially, I don't know if you've heard, with Catholics. I don't know what's going on with Catholics. Why are they after Catholics? But the Catholics are being persecuted. School boards are being persecuted. Parents. This group is not a nice group of people. You know, you think they're stupid, and they are really pretty dumb. But when you look at what the policies, what they've done to this country, but they're vicious people. They're vicious, vicious people. And people are being persecuted, people of religion. And you saw it a little bit during COVID, where you'd have a service outside, everybody's 5 yards away and everything, and they're coming and arresting people. It's very bad. But I think you're going to see a big change. I think you're going to see it now, and hopefully we're going to keep it going. You know, without religion, it's like the glue that holds it all together. This would be a different country. The religion and all of it, virtually all of them are going, if you look at a path, wasn't helped by COVID, by the way. When you had COVID, all of a sudden, people started thinking a little bit differently, and they, you know, got used to a different way of life for a long period of time, and maybe it didn't quite come back. But it's going this way. If we ever had it going up, it would, and I think we're going to get it up. I really believe it. I think this election is important for even that reason, for everything. It's so important, but it's such a good question. You know,
so he did provide, obviously, the one example there, right? During COVID. Oh, you can't have people in the churches. You got to stop that because everybody could get sick and die. But most churches were actually still allowed to hold services. They made the choices not to. And here's what's even funnier. Do you know who was president of the United States when that was happening? Yeah, it wasn't President Biden, God no. It was Donald Trump. Donald Trump was literally the president when this alleged persecution was taking place. Like, that's just crazy. It's just crazy that nobody in the audience decided to be like, hey, wait a minute, wait. We know timelines. We're not all stupid. But nope, crickets. Silence. And of course, beyond that example, he has literally nothing to offer us to show that Christians, especially Catholics, are being persecuted. Because they're not. When was the last time? Let me ask you this, in case any, white evangelical, Protestant or Baptist or Methodist or Lutheran or Catholic, in case any of y'all are watching this right now, please leave a comment telling us when you were most recently persecuted. Just the most recent one, okay? you don't have to go into full detail. I just want to know when and where and how you were persecuted by these so-called dumb people. And I'm willing to bet there's not going to be any comments. Have you been turned away from a restaurant because you were wearing a crucifix around your neck? No. Have you been targeted by any, hate crimes? No. I mean, if anything, y'all are probably the ones out there doing the hate crimes. I mean, Jewish people in the United States, hell yeah, they're persecuted. Muslims, absolutely. I mean, hell, even Mormons can be discriminated against on a fairly regular basis. Christians? No. Y'all are usually the ones, like I said, doing the things. You're the ones who are imposing your religion on all of us via the laws that Republicans are passing. You're not being persecuted, you're doing the goddamn persecution to begin with. But idiot Donald Trump, a man who has never willingly sat through a church service in his life, is out there telling you that you are being persecuted by these idiots on the left. And of course, they'll believe him. They know deep down they're not being persecuted. They're not experiencing any kind of discrimination or harassment on a daily basis or throughout their lives at all because of their religion. It's not happening. They know that. But when Donald Trump tells them it is happening, suddenly that lie replaces the truth in their brain, and they will believe it without question. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.